What's up, everyone? It's the Interview Queen Alicia Toot here, and be sure to watch True Heel Heat.
This is the knockout artist, Chris Hero, and if you're looking for some true heel heat, you better listen to them boys.
Hey guys, it's Thunder Rosa and welcome to True Heel Heat.
Rob Van Dam, listening to True Hill Heat. Pow.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Not Twitter, because Twitter is a whole biatch, or at least with StreamYard. We are here for another edition, the return of Collision Discourse, number 35 for the July 13th, 2024 edition of AEW Collision, as only we can. And to do that, I am on my own. I am on my own right now. Don't worry, I will be joined by my esteemed colleague, the sober guy himself. Sober guy JJ will be joining me shortly. But for right now, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3, with another edition of Collision Discourse. We took a couple of weeks off because we had some premium live events to review with Forbidden Door 2 weeks ago. On a Monday, we did those review where we usually do our Collision Discourse reviews. Then last week, we were going to be back with another edition of Collision Discourse, but that got changed because you guys requested us do the interview with Donovan Jack live on the channel, so you could go over and check that out. But we're back. After a 2-week hiatus, we are back for another edition of Collision Discourse. We appreciate y'all if you're watching us live. We appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms, especially Twitter/X, because now you need to have a premium account to stream on X. We got a lot of views on X, and now they're just taking it away from us. It was a good run. But Check us out over here on the YouTube channel. That's the best place to support us because you can drop the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family, like I said before. But drop the thumbs up because that helps the YouTube algorithm. And of course, hit the subscribe button if you want to stay up to date with all the content that we have here. 7 days a week of content, whether it be videos, streams, or shorts. The True Hill Heat YouTube channel has you locked in every single day of the week. So we appreciate y'all if you're with us on demand as well. Comment down below and let us know what you thought of AEW Collision from this past week. But most of all, if you're watching us live on YouTube, Facebook, or even the Twitch, you could sound off in the live chat and interact with everyone here. We love to interact with all of you and hear your takes on AEW Collision from this week. If you have any questions for me or the sober guy when he shows up, eventually he will show up, you could send those in the live chat. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, the best way to do that is by sending a super chat donation. Those so important to what we do here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. And it helps the channel to continue moving. It helps the contributors most of all with your super chat donations. They go directly to whoever the contributor is on screen. So if it's me, you know what I'm going to say. You're helping me feed my kids. You're helping me put some dresses on Harlem, who probably will make a run in because she always does. You're helping me buy some sneakers for Sydney. We appreciate that. So appreciate that love and support. As always, we do have Eric Isaacs in the chat with us today who says, hey, THH fam, congrats to Willow winning another title. Sky Blue challenging Sita, Diana, and Rosa battle again. And Cassidy finally snaps, giving us his overall thoughts on what went down on Saturday. We're now going to be talking about NJPW CMLL's Fantastica Mania USA, but that was a good show. I actually watched it yesterday morning, I believe. I enjoyed the Willow Nightingale winning the CMLL World Women's Championship. She got a great promo afterward that's on the AEW social media, so go out of your way to check that out. But a good match with Luvia and Viva Van. Good match there. The best matches on the show was consecutive with the tag team matchup with Bryce teaming up with Hechicero versus TMDK's Bad Dude Tito and Zack Sabre Jr. Also had a great one-on-one matchup with Yoda Tsuji and Bonario Cavarado. That was a really great matchup. I really enjoyed Gabe Kidd and Ultimo Guerrero slapping hot fire out of each other. And the main event was a really good matchup as well with Mystico and Doki teaming up to get the victory over Rocky Romero and Volador Jr. So we'll talk more about Fantastica Mania USA next week on the True Hill Heat flagship podcast. That's the best place to get you're up to date on all the shows that went down throughout the week from Saturday to Saturday, if you will. But we also got Frantic World in the chat who says, what's up, SP3 in chat? We got Ace in the chat who's also saying the same. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all for joining us. Alex Powell, yes, I am hyped. Alex Powell, can't wait. He says, can't wait for Cobra Kai to come out Thursday, pal. I might. I gotta see how it works out, but I might think about doing at least one of the episodes. I don't know, either the premiere or the finale of Cobra Kai. Watch it with you guys over on the Twitch. You know, we're trying to get the Twitch up and popping once again. So I might do that on Twitch because Twitch is a lawless wasteland, as my good friend Spencer Love said on Love Wrestling. Shout outs to those guys. Had a great time on the brunch gimmick yesterday on the Love Wrestling CA YouTube channel. So go over there and check that out. We also got Alex Powell who says we need also a Saving A-Train storyline with Cody and Carmelo Hayes, pal. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that, pal. I don't know about all that, pal. But we'll see. Pal. Alex Powell is a pal. There we go. I'm gonna message Sober Guy and be like, where are you at? He said 5 minutes, and I've been talking to you guys for like 10 minutes. So where you at? This is where I'm messaging. So y'all see. I'm messaging him to find out where he's at. There you go. But yes. let's talk about AEW Collision. This was taped from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Good crowd that they had on last Wednesday. This was taped following the AEW Dynamite. I thought the crowd, these taped episodes, the crowd are kind of always subdued. But I thought they did get into a couple of the good matches on the card, including our opening contest, which saw Konosuke Takeshita going one-on-one with the Dynamite Kid. The Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington. You had Don Callis join the commentary team for this matchup as Takeshita going one-on-one with the nephew of the Dynamite, the original Dynamite Kid. This one was a good affair here. The Calgary fans were firmly behind Billington in the early goings. Takeshita hits a big boot to stop the momentum of Billington, who was hitting some shoulder blocks. We get Kid sends Takeshita to the floor, back in the ring. They started grappling, head into the corner, but Billington fires off a big drop kick and another shoulder block. Takeshita drives his knee into the throat, against the ropes, into Billington's throat. We get a crossbody off the ropes by Billington. Both men fall to the floor. Billington showed off his agility and athleticism in this one, in a nice little missile drop kick off the top rope. He even busted out his uncle's finishing move, the diving headbutt, which was adopted by the late Chris Benoit. I won't say late great because that get me in trouble. The late Chris Benoit in this one with the big diving headbutt looked beautiful there. But Takeshita, kept coming at him, kept hitting big moves. That Blue Thunder Bomb he hit in this matchup was beautiful. They also had a great exchange of tombstone, reverse, tombstone, reverse, tombstone, reverse, until Billington was finally able to hit the tombstone before hitting the diving head, before going for the diving headbutt. But Takeshita was able to move out the way. He saw it coming. Standing switches. At that point, we get that Blue Thunder Bomb. Takeshita signals that it's over, but Billington gets a small package, which is blocked. He gets a roll up, but it only gets a 2 count. Hard chop by Tommy, but Takeshita rebounds off. It's a huge lariat, and then the T-trigger, as Don Callis puts it, and I love that name, based on his rivalry with Kenny Omega last year. And Konosuke Takeshita gets the victory here. 13 and a half minutes, a good showing by Tommy Billington, and a good match overall between these two men. But the post-match is what got most people talking about this one. Post-match, we get Don Callis coming down to the ring, and he has something important to say. He says this young man just wrestled a match of a lifetime against Takeshita. Takeshita actually seemed impressed with Billington as well. Callis introduces himself to Billington and says that it was a tremendous effort. He looks at Billington, 23 years old, the blood of the Dynamite Kid running through his veins. He has everything Callis looks for in the Don Callis family. And he also brings up that Bad News Allen was his mentor, showing an old picture of himself and the old Bad News Brown in WWF, but Bad News Allen, as well as he was the mentor of the Dynamite Kid. And now Callis offers Billington to be his mentor. He welcomes Billington into the Don Callis family. He outstretches his hand, and Billington actually shakes his hand. But then when Billington gets on the mic for an answer to Don Callis, he says to kiss my arse. Callis slaps him across the face. Billington grabs him up, which leads to Takeshita attacking from behind. Callis then calls out Kyle Fletcher, who holds him up so that Don Callis can hit him over the head, taking down. It's a 3-on-1 assault on Billington until the music of former two-time AEW World Tag Team Champions, FTR, Dax Hardwood, and who ate Cash Wheeler? And what happened to his arms? Oh my God, he was absolutely jacked to the gills. They come out, they fight off the Don Callis family. They then pull up Tommy Billington and raise his hand. Great return for FTR. Great to see them back very soon. I thought, when Dax Harwood put out his messages on social media that we would go at least a couple of months without seeing him. But 1 month later, Dax and Cash are back. And it seems like they're back for the road to All In. So maybe we get something with Tommy Billington back in the UK, teaming up with FTR against the Don Callis family. We got to wait and see. But I waited And now we see that just JJ is here. The sober guy is here. How are you doing?
I'm tired, exhausted, but it's a beautiful day. Sunny outside. It's hot as hell. It's good to be back here at Collision Discourse CD 35. How you doing, good brother?
Absolutely. I am doing well. I am doing well, good sir. What did you think about Tommy Billington in his second match in AEW, 23 years old, in Calgary at that? So you know the history of the Dynamite Kid in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, facing Konosuke Takeshita, who's always one of the best in-ring performers here. What did you think of the matchup and the post-match with Billington turning down the family and then FTR making their return?
Dope opener. Definitely a good showing for the kid in Calgary. Talking about Dynamite Kid, even though Dynamite Kid was a piece of shit. I like I did like. Oh yeah, very good match. I'm about to just skip over that and talk about what happened after. But that was a dope match, dope showing by him. It looks like Cash Wheeler put down one gun to pick up two. His arms are big as hell. Definitely steroids. There's no way he got that big, and like what they only been gone for like 3 weeks. I don't know why they jumped into this situation, seeing how they have unfinished business with the Elite. So that was kind of like a little. I guess we'll see. Maybe they join Blood and Guts. Yeah, man. Good opener. Good to see FTR back. It sucked that they did leave at the time they did, but of course, health is more important. So it must have not been that bad. I guess Cash injected steroids in his arms, and Dax injected that needle in his back to feel better. So there we go.
Oh dear Lord. Let's not start that rumor, sir. Let's not start that one.
FTR.
FT Royd.
But
Frantic World says this match was really good. I hope Dynamite Kid signs with AEW in the future. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to sign someone like that. You could put him on Ring of Honor to see if he further develops. Like I see, I think it's Alex Plow here who says Tommy Billington for the pure title. Do you think that Tommy Billington is type of like young talent that AEW should try to grab onto? Because if they don't and they show any interest, WWE will. Oh, we lost Sober Guy. All I see is Chad Gable, I guess, for now. But we got Frantic World who says that was Cash Wheeler's twin brother with the two guns. You okay?
Yeah.
There we go. What do you think about Tommy Billington possibly signing with AEW? Should he be one of the young talents that they get, or do you think WWE will grab him up? Because they will.
Well, if he has another great showing, they're definitely going to be knocking at the door really quick. Like some other people. But they should definitely sign him. But I don't know how to say this. I'm in the part of I don't need AEW to keep signing everybody if they have nothing further. Because then everybody gets lost in shuffle. It's a colluded roster to have everybody under the sign, and there's still so many people that are already on the roster that have not got the opportunities that I feel are deserving. So to keep signing, and he's 23. I mean, hey, he got a long career, God willing, ahead of him. So yes, Tom. I still feel there's a lot of people personally on the AEW roster already that should deserve a shine. So for them to keep adding more up and comers when they already have a bunch of up and comers they need to be using, and it'll be too much. But one day, hey, shit, like you said, maybe he goes to the Fed.
The Feds will pick him up, send him to NXT, and he'll get a nice little push, even though it's Shawn Michaels as the booker.
Oh yeah,
Shawn Michaels as the booker. I don't know.
He's screwed. He is done. Calgary, what? What did you say? Where you from?
You're related to who?
Give him a squash match. Pin him in 30 seconds. I got some for you next week too.
We got a recap of what went down at the end of Dynamite this week with Mariah May's incredible heel turn on Timeless Toni Storm after winning the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament Finals against Willow Nightingale. And then it was announced that Mariah May will make her first promo since turning on Toni Storm last Wednesday. This Wednesday, July 17th, on the 250th episode of AEW Dynamite. Know this is your first time on the channel since that went down. What did you think about that heel turn of Mariah May last Wednesday?
Fan fucking tastic. So it might honestly be one of my favorite turns in a very, very long time. Not just for AEW, just in wrestling. Well done. And we kind of knew they were building to obviously her turning heel, or maybe having a friendly match at All In because they're both from London, both from that area, and then it happens after to continue it. But damn, when you want to talk about left field, like she wins the damn tournament, and literally didn't wait. We didn't get it next week. We didn't get it week. We got it immediately after. Well done, the bleeding. Obviously, women in wrestling, when it comes to color, it's not done much. So when it's done, it means more. Kind of like when they had the lights out match, or when obviously the whole situation when Britt got over bleeding like a freaking crazy person. Is when done right, it just everything, and then it just maybe me thinking it's layers to it, but the fact that with I don't know if you probably peeps it, you're kind of like me, like how Toni Storm is black and white and she gets busted open, and then they go back to color, it was just certain things. I was like, damn, this is so fucking good. And even after the show, when they have the exclusive footage, her walking down saying nothing, and then Tony's fucked up. She's like, huh, and she falls back on the steps. Like, man, this is gonna be good.
Tony sold the hell out of this beat.
Hell yes! Like I felt like I was cringing. Like damn, like that fucking shoe. Like even the shoe thing. Watch out for the shoe.
Yeah, watch out for the shoe.
And then it was just everything was done so right. Everything was done so right. I couldn't be more satisfied with that whole segment. And goddamn, you want to talk about a quick switch? Like this is great. This is great stuff. I've watched it back a few times. Like damn, this was done. Bravo to both of them. Even Luther, even though he looked like a dumbass taking at a table spot, like he just. Like, bro, like sell these shots. She's hitting you with the belt. You look dumb, and then you're just standing there waiting to get thrown off the stage. Like, but I won't nitpick. It was a great segment, great way to end the show. Props to Mariah and props to Tony on that.
Yeah, I said it a couple of times already. Probably my favorite and the best woman's angle in wrestling history. Like, because there's been great women's matches. There's been great women's feuds. There's even been great women's promos. But as far as like an angle, I don't think there's been anything more emotionally satisfying or like cathartic as that turn.
I can give that. I want to say all time, but as soon as you said it and as soon as I thought about it, I always think of the Trish and Mickie James stuff. But
all their segments were good. It's the feud that people remember, but it's not like any particular angle. Like I'm gonna remember Mariah May turning. Yeah, that was good. That was memorable. But is it turned on Trish? Yeah, I remember her turning and kissing her on Saturday night's main event. I think that the best angle in that feud was when she kidnapped the boyfriend. When Mickie kidnaps the boy, that's the best. That's the best angle. That's what the one I thought of when I was talking about it.
Oh man, yes, that was, and even that played out along for a while too. But we kind of almost because she was going crazy. Mickie James was crazy, so it was more not surprising that she eventually turns. But obviously, even though with the Mariah May stuff, I thought they would push a little further. With her being Tony's, looking up to her. So for them to do this, I mean, it was great. It was done well. So and this was very much left field. So I can give that in the sense of oh shit, this happened out of nowhere. Even though we knew this was going to end up leading to it. So
yeah. We got Frantic Girl that says, I thought Toni Storm was going to be the heel, but after last week Dynamite, it makes sense to have Mariah May be the heel. I don't understand how any of y'all thought Toni was going to be the heel. Like, she literally turned babyface like throughout this year. Like right after the Thunder Rosa match at Dynamite, they really were leaning more to what the fans were reacting. Like the fans were reacting, and especially because of the Serena Deeb, the build not being all together because they were still trying to lean Tony's towards being a heel, but they positioned her as a babyface a while ago, or they like test the waters with it. And it was always Mariah May basically playing Toni Storm, getting her on her side, but she always looked at the title certain ways. She always made faces behind her back. She was going to throw in the towel at Double or Nothing. And I like the way that they basically brought us to a crescendo with her bringing Mina and Tony together at Forbidden Door. And then 2 weeks later, once she gets what she wants, she turns on. That was great timing. And it was still shocking. Even though we all saw it coming, it was still shocking when it happened.
Yeah, because it was left field. Like, again, like she like immediately what she was turning me. It wasn't like a wait or give it a hint. Like, I won, I'm gonna whoop your ass, basically.
And 100% Ace is right. Said Luther was trying to tell Tony these last few months not to trust Mariah. He's been trying to tell her from the beginning, from the very beginning. Yeah.
He needs to trust himself.
Safet, I think that you should never bring up kidnapping and Ashley Manzaro in the same like sentence, because that's a touchy subject, sir. And you said don't forget it. I will forget it because I don't want to think of anything with Ashley Manzaro being against her will. Even if it was in storyline, it has a very negative connotation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up Ashley Manzaro, WWE. Just do that. Do that.
That was around that time too, which is so crazy now I think about it. Like that was never fail, Vince.
You coming on to cry again? You want a potato? Tell him to super chat you so you feel better. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. She's being fat, I think. She wants a potato. I don't know. It's not that serious. Yeah, Harlem just hungry. She gonna get her food. Don't worry, y'all. I guess
he's not starving his children. Don't worry.
No, I'm not. Don't worry. The missus is out there watching her. But I think Savet looked it up and he knows why we said that. So thank you, Savet. We also got James L, who says on Dynamite, is Mariah May heading for a devious character SP3? I think she kind of took off her mask on Dynamite. That's what it felt like. Like it felt like two different people we saw from the ending of the Owen Hart Cup, where she's acting all emotional, like a baby face, like, oh my God, I won my biggest matchup, to like that evil face she had on as she's bloodying and battering Toni Storm. And like I said, Toni Storm did amazing job of selling the beating. It was like she was crying, but it was like blood coming out instead of tears. It was great. It was just great all around. All around great job by everyone involved, I guess, except for Luther, according to JJ. Next up, we had our second match on the show. It was the Bang Bang Gang, represented by Juice Robinson and the Guns, versus, I'm going to say these names, Sean Moore, London Lightning, and the third guy was Michael Allen Richard Clark.
Okay.
He has four names, and they're all first names. Michael Allen Richard Clark.
Oh, I get it. Mark.
That is true. I didn't even realize that was his initials. His initials is Mark. You Mark. But this was a squash match, of course, with the names I just listed. Juice starts off against Sean Moore. He gives him a headlock, only for the Guns to double team, hit a double team move to put him down. Standing senton by Juice. We get an elbow drop by Austin. Clark is in. We get more double team moves by the Guns. They hit 310 to Yuma on Clark. And that is pretty much it for this one. 1, 2, 3. The Bang Bang Gang pick up the victory. Post-match, Juice Robinson pulls up and does his dog pee on on Mark here. But these guys are just so charismatic that even in a squash victory, they're probably some of the most entertaining guys you could possibly have on AEW television. Post-match, we get Colton Gunn, who takes the mic and says, everyone came to see the Bang Bang Gang, and he says, guns up for his gold members in Calgary. I think we're getting some background feed. I'll mute you a little bit here. I'll unmute you in a bit. He says, everyone came to see the best trios champions in the world. But last week, Christian Cage hurt Jay White. As a quarter of the trios champions, Juice Robinson is apparently now officially a trios champion, as Jay White is now on the shelf following the attack by Christian. So now you're looking at 3/4 of the AEW Unified Trio champions. However, then you have Christopher Daniels, the Tony Khan avatar, one of the many EVPs in the company. Daniels says he doesn't want to give more bad news after Jay White, but they cannot allow a substitute to defend a championship. What the hell are you even talking about? You literally had a substitute defend a championship last fucking year with Adam Cole getting injured while him and MJF were ROH World Tag Team Champions. What are you even talking about, Fallen Angel? Unfortunately, he says he is stripping the Bang Bang Gang of the Unified Trios Championships. Juice Robinson had the best response to this. He was like, I thought you were cool. He says he's stripping them of the titles. This brings out it hits the music of Christian Cage. Cage tells Calgary to sit down and shut up while he conducts his business. Cage says that Daniels made the right call, and now he can anoint them, the patriarchy, the new trios champions. Daniels says that Tony Khan won't like that suggestion either, but a match between the patriarchy and the Bang Bang Gang of Juice Robinson and the Guns for the trios championships is something Khan would like. Austin Gunn says, let's do it right now, right here, right now then. Cage says that it depends on if the people of Calgary want it to happen right here, right now. He gets the big pop, and then he takes a shot at their local teams. He says, of course, you want to see someone win a championship in this building because the Flames sure won't. And he says that there's no way he'll attempt a title win somewhere like Calgary. He says that he will see the Bang Bang Gang down the road. But oh my God, what this was just it just didn't make any type of sense to me. It just seemed like a very rushed decision. And I don't know if, Jay White is really injured or not, but I am totally confused with the decision to strip the Bang Bang Gang, who have been one of the most entertaining parts of, Collision or whatever show they show up on. Why would you strip them of the Trios Championships and not let Juice be the substitute? You literally did the same story with the ROH Tag Team titles, and then you had a substitute then. Now you don't want a substitute, even though it makes sense for Juice to be the substitute. This was such a bad decision. This is such a bonehead decision by AEW.
And on top of that, you stripped them of the titles and then want to make a match between the people that injured the guy for the titles. How does that make sense? So you're rewarding the guy who just got injured and you're stripping them. How's that fair? Like, this shit is dumb. Let the Elite beat the Chris Daniels the fuck up, get him out of here. Like, seriously, that made no sense to me. So you let them have this long reign, you let them unify those belts, and then you just strip them when you literally have a trio.
I'm gonna say this, and I don't say this lightly. I think the decision to bring the Trios Championships into AEW might be up there as like a top 5, top 3 worst decision in Tony Khan's history of ownership of AEW, because it has basically handicapped and handcuffed the tag team division. Meanwhile, the Trios Championship division, we have had nothing good this year from the Trios division. We had that awful feud.
Cursed from the front. It was cursed from the beginning. Remember, it had the original champ got stripped of the title. It's like the same night. The same night.
The original champions get stripped on the same night because of Brawl Out. Then you had, the Best of 7 series was probably the best part of the Trios Championships, and the matchup between the Elite and House of Black at Revolution last year. That was a great matchup. But House of Black never really got the focus that they really deserved as Trios champions. They got a couple of good matches with like Punk and FTR at that. Then they had to feud with the Acclaim for like 3 months. Then the Acclaim won it and held the titles for what, like 8 months? And did absolutely jack and shit until they got into this overdrawn out storyline with the Bang Bang Gang, where they were the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Ugh, I get cringe chills thinking about it. And then that ends, and then you really didn't even do much with the Bang Bang Gang as trio champions. Like, they never got the focus that they really deserved. So it's a wash. Like, I would say you stripped them of the titles. Don't bring them back now. Don't do this match. Don't bring them back. It just is over. It's over. Just put the trio titles away and then just focus on the tag team division. Make the tag team division your hallmark, like it was back 2-3 years ago.
Right. Because you know how I feel about the Acclaim. So, and just everything all around it's just a bad idea. And honestly, like you said, I wouldn't mind if they just got rid of it. Tony, just forget this happened. You know, give us the Men in Black thing, and try to erase it out of our memory, because it's been doomed from the start, unfortunately. And usually, when things are doomed from the start, there's no coming back from it. So,
i.e., Undisputed Kingdom as well. So. And it's not even like there's no good trios. You have a bunch of good trios. You got the Young Bucks and Okada. You got Joe, Shibata, and Hook. You've been doing stuff with the Learning Tree. Put the Learning Tree in the trios division. Like, what the hell are we doing? Like, this is easy stuff that they just get wrong sometimes. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Frantic World even says, I don't like this move with the 6-man titles, and they need to find a way to put the ROH six-man titles back on ROH TV only. No, they don't. No. That was one of the best decisions they made with the trios titles, Frantic World, was combining them with the AEW Trios Championship, because you don't have enough trios to have 2 sets of 6-man titles.
You barely have fucking tag teams in Ring of Honor. Definitely don't need no 6-man titles.
Exactly. What are we doing? No, you don't even have enough tag teams in Ring of Honor without Trios Championship. Don't put the Trios titles there. No, that's nonsense. Alex Powell says Wembley match is going to be the Bang Bang Gang versus House of Black versus Patriarchy. What could be a stadium stampede. I wouldn't mind that. That would be fun, but I mean, am I going to care by that? Like, you just stripped them of the titles. Like, I don't know if I'm even going to care by that. Like, it was just the last time we did this show, we were talking about how they put so much focus on the trios division. You know, that's the anniversary show with Christian and the Patriarchy aiming after them. You had House of Black beat the Bang Bang Gang to become #1 contenders, and they haven't even mentioned that they were #1 contenders since then.
Right.
Then
you know what? Not that you say that, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I mean, I was just thinking about that as you were saying, like, damn. Maybe Buddy getting married out of nowhere kind of fucked things up, because maybe this wasn't the direction they was going to go. I mean, it's still, I don't think I would have enjoyed it either way, but there's probably they're going in a different direction. But even if they were going in a different direction about it, you still got weeks out to All In. If you're going to try to drag, if y'all was planning on to drag it to then, so there would still be no need to strip. Man can't go to titles. So
it's like so stupid. It just doesn't make any type of sense. Frantic World says the Acclaimed killed the 6-man titles. Yeah, you can say that. That's true. I agree with that. I do agree with that. We go to a video package for Jack Perry recapping his open challenge from last week's Collision that was answered by Marco Stunt. And then we get back from break. We see the House of Black. Malachi Black is with Brody King backstage, and he says that writing history is a delicate thing. The House of Black will start building the foundation of what they will do at Wembley Stadium next week. And Brody warns everyone that they have been warned. So what do you think? Do you think that House of Black are going to get involved in this trios title situation now that the titles have been stripped for no fucking reason? I'm so annoyed. I don't know if I ever got back into this show after that decision.
It's funny enough you say that, because I would be very fucking annoyed if they have them go in a different direction when you literally just had a whole big like it's like what do y'all like this is must have been the theme of the night because even the FTR shit. The last time we seen y'all, Elite was whooping y'all ass. That was a drawn out feud. You jumping in the whole Dalton Castle situation. Like what? So it's like why would you? And even with the House of Black shit, why would you even have to like have us wait for something? You literally already have a gripe with the freaking Christian and the patriarchy.
Yeah.
Patriarchy, excuse me. So what the fuck? So what are you trying to tease? If anything, if that's the direction they're gonna go next week, he should have just said it. So that scares me. Like I got to have them do something else when literally nothing got resolved out of what they just did, and they're number one contenders.
And that seems to have been always the problem with House of Black, that it always seems like they're in one direction and then
Go
they
somewhere
just
else.
immediately get switched without it finishing. Remember, we started off the whole Collision run with them feuding with Andrade, and that never got wrapped up. I mean, it kind of did. It kind of did because they just ran back him and Buddy, but they never gave us the Andrade Malachi Black matchup. That was like the foregone conclusion. That's how you end the little rivalry. So here we are. ROH World Title number one contenders matchup was next. You had Roderick Strong with the Undisputed Kingdom versus Dalton Castle with the Outrunners. What do you think about the Outrunners being the new boys? I actually think this works.
Give them something to do. I mean, yeah, whatever.
But this was a little solid affair between two former Ring of Honor world champions. I love Dalton Castle's comeback where he just suplexes the shit out of people. Like a lot of people, he does suplexes different than anyone else in professional wrestling, where he just throws them, and you can see his amateur background. That's the outside of his gimmick, that's the most that he shows that he has an amateur background when he makes his comeback with those like German suplexes, T-bone suplexes, and stuff like that. This match though ended on a bit of a kind of a bad point, as it was Dalton making his comeback. He got a 2 count after getting a roll up after Roderick reversed the bangarang. We get a rising knee, misses from Strong, and then Castle once again looks for the bangarang. Strong avoids it. He's Strong caught in the corner, another bangarang attempt, but he's able to get out of it, and he hits a rising knee strike, which apparently knocked out Dalton Castle here. Roddy immediately goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. This match going just short of 11 minutes, but it was reported by Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer Radio that Dalton Castle was injured, knocked out on the rising knee strike. They did do like this weird camera cut, which made me believe that he was like knocked out. And then the referee immediately went to check on him after they did the weird camera cut on the 3 count. After the matchup, Roderick Strong celebrates with Undisputed Kingdom as he is now the number one contender for the Ring of Honor World Championship and will meet Mark Briscoe on July 26th at Death Before Dishonor. And then right after this, we hear from Mark Briscoe at the chicken farm in Sandy Fork, Delaware. And Mark Briscoe might be my favorite promo.
He's fucking great.
He's just awesome. He says he's been blessed with a week off, but there ain't no weeks off and days off for the baddest tag team in the world, the Briscoes. In a couple of weeks, he has blood and guts. The Elite are gonna be overdressed with blood and guts, man. Whereas hits Briscoe's currency. This is what he does: blood and guts and chicken shit. Then he says 2 nights later, he's like, I go one-on-one with Roderick Strong. And Roderick Strong, we got a lot of battles. We had a lot of battles when I was younger. But as you see, I'm a little bit older now. You see those braids? I'm a little bit wiser now.
So I only had 2 kids.
Only had 2 kids back then. The last time they faced, and in Texas, Roddy's ass is his. Oh my God. Give me a Mark Briscoe promo. Dynamite, Collision, it don't matter. Give me one of those every single week. Mark Briscoe will be in the main event of Death Before Dishonor, going one-on-one with Roderick Strong for the Ring of Honor World Championship. That should be a great matchup. But what do you think about Roddy getting the win over Dalton, and then the promo by Mark Briscoe afterwards?
Roderick Strong is one of my Ring of Honor goats. I love Roddy. Roddy, especially in Ring of Honor. End of Heartache, then his theme song to go to There Was a Fire. Oh man. Messiah, the backbreaker, damn, tongue tied. See, it's so funny with Tony Khan and Ring of Honor. He's like he's like simulation. All right, let's put this match.
Oh, I think Sober Guy got a call. Sober Guy got a call here. That's that you know when Sober Guy gets a call, it's when his screen goes black, but he doesn't cut off. There you go.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I think it's like Tony Khan just fantasy books Ring of Honor. Like, we got a pay-per-view coming up. All right, this is a match I wanted to see. How you guys fight. That's really all it is, which is fine. I mean, I'm not invested in Ring of Honor, but as a former Ring of Honor fan, Roderick Strong, Mark Briscoe for the title, it takes us back. So I'm all for that match. Should be great. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But we got some breaking news here as Fightful Select just put out a report that AEW is planning a major show coming up. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp learned more about All Elite Wrestling's agreement with Dallas, Arlington, Fort Worth area. They're going to be starting to film Collision and Ring of Honor starting this coming Saturday in Arlington for the entire summer up until All In. And Sean Ross Sapp spoke to many in the know about details that led to Ring of Honor and AEW Collision effectively leading to a residency there. As of now, that's not the only event heading to the area. Fightful spoke with numerous people with knowledge of the situation in the Dallas, Arlington area that All Elite Wrestling is planning to bring a major scale event to the area in 2025. Numerous sources who had knowledge of the situation teased that it could be a stadium show and be on par with AEW's biggest event. We're told that the officials in the area could make an announcement about the show by the end of the year if all goes well. Fightful says that while they reached out to some in AEW about the relationship with Dallas, none have confirmed that the event is happening, where, or a possible name. So it sounds like it may be like a whole new event, not like one of the kind of traditional AEW pay-per-views, your Revolutions, your Double or Nothings coming to the Dallas, Arlington area. But I mean, I think that all of us who have been following like AEW and seeing how big their reactions usually are in Texas, like the whole gimmick on AE Ramble with me and Jimmy Macaram is whenever AEW's in a slave state, they get the best crowds. And, Texas is a slave state, so that fits the board. But we've been saying it for years that Texas deserved a pay-per-view, but it seems like they're going to get a big pay-per-view. I'm very interested to see which stadium, if they're going to do a stadium show, which stadium they do, because, Dallas is known for the Cowboy Stadium, which is a stadium that holds 100,000, and this would be the first time that AEW is running like a traditional stadium show in the United States. They've done, Grand Slam the last couple of years at Arthur Ashe Stadium, but that's not like a well-known stadium, even in the New York area. Me and JJ are originally from the New York area. We don't view Arthur Ashe as like a major stadium out there, but I'm very interested to see where they're going to take this major scale event on par with the biggest shows of the year. So it's going to be very interesting there. We got Frantic World in the chat who says, really good match. Can't wait to watch Roderick Strong versus Mark Briscoe. I thought the match, was very solid with Dalton Castle and Roddy Strong. I'm hoping that, Dalton Castle has a speedy recovery after being knocked out in the matchup. But JJ, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about that report about AEW possibly being in a new pay-per-view? That's what it sounded like to me, to Arlington next year.
Honestly, I don't feel like it's a new one. I feel like they get, like they said, a big show. The only thing I could think of is like, do they do Double Nothing outside of Vegas, or they get an All Out? Or they can bring All In to AT&T Stadium. It's another big stadium. They can do that. So that's what I feel like. I don't feel like they add another show. I mean, maybe, but the way that sounded from what you just read in that report, I feel like they're gonna do. So it sounds like they're gonna do a show in AT&T Stadium.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it being one of the traditional shows, but the way it was worded it kind of sounds like it's gonna be a new show. I don't know. The way it's worded to me, I don't know.
What other months because I know obviously we still don't get a full 12 months of AEW pay-per-views. They still have January, February as well, because Revolution's in March.
July. Since they're going to be, they're starting their residency in Arlington in July this year, maybe next year in July. They're back in Dallas, but it's for a big stadium show.
Yeah, listen, hey, if they can do it in Wembley, Texas is a big wrestling state, not just WWE, but a big wrestling state. Dallas area, which where they're at, they can do it.
I wouldn't mind what you said though. Them bringing All In to AT&T.
Because my thing is, I would feel like All In now is their WrestleMania, in a sense, and all they're gonna do for that show is stadium. So obviously this year we have it in Wembley again, and maybe next year another big stadium like Wembley would be like an AT&T stadium. So
it's true. It's true. Yeah, I'm interested to see how that story develops, because we still got it's a couple of months away from 2025, so they got a couple of months to figure that out when they're going to bring that big stadium show to Dallas, Arlington. So some big news for us to discuss, and we will be previewing ROH Death Before Dishonor. I believe that's next week. So next week, I'm going to be busy again. Thanks, AEW, ROH, giving me more work to do. But we get another video package of the new hologram character is shown, along with text saying next week. So all will be revealed with the newest star in AEW. We talked about it on the flagship podcast this week on Saturday, me and the True Jaw Josh, that the hologram character is the Mexican wrestler Aramis is coming to AEW under a new persona. What do you think about the vignettes that's aired the last couple of weeks on Collision for this new character here?
With that big ass H, I'm gonna say Hunter Hearst Helmsley is all elite. Obviously everybody thought it was Ricochet. I mean, Ricochet doesn't have a light up jacket nor a fucking match. Well, he had a match before,
and he's not white skinned.
Yeah, and it's funny as you were talking about that. The picture was up. I'm zooming. I'm squinting my eyes to see if I see any tattoos on the arm or something. So it's not him. This is honestly kind of not really normal for AEW. They don't usually do the vignettes for like debuts. So maybe they got some stock within the company, because usually we get the wrestlers with speculation, then they show up, and then we get the graphic. So we don't really get vignettes for like wrestlers making debuts. So that's pretty cool to see. But I don't really know nor care, to be honest, who it is. So
we shall see. We shall see what happens next week with Aramis, aka Hologram. Lexi Nair is backstage with two of my favorites, Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander, asking about their intentions, and last week interfering in the Willow Nightingale versus Mariah May Owen Hart Cup final. Chris said that Willow was never going to get away with what she did to them last week. Stokely says that Willow is the biggest con artist in AEW history. She preaches about positivity, but how has that worked out for her, truth be told, everything she got was because of them. Willow, he's going to take you out, and Statlander says this won't ever end for her. So how do you think this feud is going to transpire? We're getting closer and closer to All In, and I would love if they gave us 3 women's matches on All In, because I feel like Willow and Statlander is strong enough where you could put them like in a no DQ street fight, and it would be one of the best matches. Yeah.
And then now that Willow champ from winning over this weekend, they can add that, make that match as well. Yeah, I hope so. They're deserving. This feud had another women's feud that's been building up for a while now. So, and then obviously Willow winning. This is one of those feuds that can definitely have a stipulation to it heading into All In at Wembley. So I hope that's the case, and we'll see.
Yeah, now that we know that Trent, it was revealed by Fightful Select over the weekend that Trent has been injured. That's why he hasn't had a match
Shocker.
since Double or Nothing, and we'll get into what he did on this show, where it seemingly writes him off. We're not going to get the mixed tag because I thought they were heading towards a mixed tag team matchup at All In with Orange and Willow versus Trent and Statlander. But I still want to get Stat and Willow on this card, even if it's on 0 Hour. I watch 0 Hour just for Stat and Willow, but I think they deserve to be on this All-In card for sure. Next up, we get women's action as this Nyla Rose going one-on-one with Ava Lawless. They grapple a bit. Nyla does a go behind Lawless with some strikes and some forearms, but it doesn't take down Rose. Nyla hits a big choke slam, a splash in the corner, whips her back in, suplex connects, floats over into a gourd buster, thrust kick to the face, and then she simply finished things off with the Beast Bomb. 1, 2, 3. Nyla Rose picks up the victory. They massively cooled down on Nyla Rose, but as soon as I saw that she was listed for Collision this week, I was like, well, this must mean one of two things. Either they're going to heat her back up, or she's going to get a squash win and then immediately challenge for a title. And that's exactly what they did. Later on in the show, we hear from Nyla Rose, and she's with Lexi Nair, and she says that she noticed a tweet by Mercedes Moné, who issued an open challenge on Dynamite 250. She says, well, she's a former AEW Women's Champion. She was on the first episode of AEW Dynamite and the first to make it to 100 wins. Rose has never driven a Mercedes, but at Dynamite, she damn sure will wreck one. Nyla Rose, man, just give her mic time. She will get over with the crowd, even though you've massively cooled her down. She's really good on the mic. She's very funny and charismatic. Just give her more opportunities. But I'm looking forward to Mercedes going one-on-one with Nyla Rose. What did you think about the squash win and the promo by Nyla to set up the TBS Championship matchup on Dynamite 250?
Oh, Mercedes looks so wholesome in that picture. Oh, look at her. Just look at her. Oh, happy smile. Oh, I love that woman. Whatever. This is not fair to Mercedes to be facing Nyla Rose. I'm just gonna leave it at that. We know she's not winning, so it's really, do we care? You know, just not losing to Nyla Rose. And come on, let's be fucking serious now. You know, it's a handicap. But anyway.
Oh my God! What are this guy stop?
Words and opinions of Sober Guy JJ do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm just saying, we're gonna get Britt and Mercedes. Like, come on, get this done. Whatever. Like, it could be a good match. Let me not. Not a Rose ain't trash. So, and then Mercedes, you know, goddess herself, you know, can work with a broomstick. So, which is so funny. Like not even trying to, like, I don't want to go off tangent right now about her because I'll defend her to the end of time. But what is this thing where, like, people now saying Mercedes can't wrestle? Like, what fucking planet are we living on? What world are we in? Like, what did I miss?
I mean, she didn't have the best performance at Forbidden Door, but it was still a great match, even with her not having the best performance.
I don't understand. I don't understand where that came from. But, you know, the same people also think, you know, Britt Baker or whoever is the greatest of all time. But whatever. Anyway, we're not gonna, you know, people just, you know, racist and just dumb and just pieces of shit. But anyway,
people have been hating on Mercedes heavy.
Yo, crazy! You would think we got fucking I can't even think of a trash female wrestler right now, which is shocking because there's so many of them. But I don't know. It's like you would think like Mercedes Moné is not who she is. Like a lot of y'all, you know how they say your favorite rapper's favorite rapper? She's your favorite women's wrestler. All right? Like, put some, like, this is, they built this Huppet, like, all these new women in the game right now, they eating off her table. All right? Remember that and respect that. Like, that sounds dumb. Like, I get it. It's a thing to hate on her because she's a prima donna, blah, blah, blah. She didn't want to sign your picture, you know, stalking the wrestlers at the hotel. And it's ever since then, which is so crazy. Imagine everybody hating on her now for invading her privacy. Like that's really what all that shit. Cause everybody used to love her until that weekend in Brooklyn for SummerSlam, and she was curving all the fans because y'all wanted to be at their hotel, a place you're not even supposed to be at. And ever since then, all of a sudden now she can't wrestle. She's ugly. Like whatever. Like you wouldn't even have an opportunity anyway. You wouldn't even get a chance to smell it. Any goddamn way. Sorry.
Jesus, we talking about smelling it down.
I literally said I wasn't
Words
going to
and
go.
opinions of Sober Guy JJ do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I said I wasn't going to go off about this, but you know, these motherfuckers,
anyway.
Man, they bugging out.
We got Alex Powell in the chat. He says, I think Willow versus Statlander is happening at All Out due to it being in Chicago and how Chicago embracing the street fight vibe more. I could see that. Unfortunately. We also got Frantic World. He says, can't wait to see Mercedes versus Nyla Rose. We also got Antoine who says, I'm hoping Britt beats Mercedes.
She didn't sign your autograph at the hotel too, I see. That's what it is. All right, gotcha. She's not beating her though.
We got Stefani who says, good grief, Sober Guy JJ. And we also got Victor who says, smell what exactly?
Well, if you don't know, then you don't know. That's all I gotta say, because
hey, send some super chat, guys, so we could pay the copyright fine that we're probably gonna get after Sober Guy JJ went off. But
Nick, what are we gonna copyright? What did I do? I did nothing wrong.
We get a video.
We
get a video package of Bryan Danielson winning the men's Owen Hart Cup tournament. In bits of his promo that was released on AEW social media. I swear, AEW be putting their best promo work on social media and not showing it in full on the television. I don't understand that. That seems like reverse of what they should do.
They don't want people to tune in. Go to my Twitter. Go to my Facebook. Go to my Instagram. Go ahead. You know what? We don't want to put it on TV. You know, and the irony in that is like how they never played on TV. I mean, they save for social media, and this is literally the great fan. Well, e-drones and casuals have with AEW about, you know, oh, they don't care, tell stories, they don't cut promos, everything just wrestle, whatever, 5-star match. You know, so this is what they need. Come on, man. Fucking 2-3 minutes is not going to kill you to show it on TV. Like,
yeah,
get people invested. Like, some people don't. Some people just like soap operas. Some people don't even care about headlocks and chin locks and flippy shit.
It's true. It's definitely true. Next matchup, we get some tag team action. Top Flight with Action Andretti versus Shane Taylor Promotions, Anthony Ogogo, and Lee Moriarty with Shane Taylor in their corner. We get some nice little high flying by the Martin brothers in this one. We get Deontay flipping out of a Moriarty arm hold as this gets underway. We get some pinning combinations for Martin, who only gets a 2 count. Another creative near falls. We get armbar applied by Moriarty, trying to roll out, but Martin holds on. Darius is in. He hits a drop kick to the face of Moriarty. Ogogo comes in, and he looked pretty good in this matchup. I usually am down on Anthony Ogogo. I think I still have PTSD from his rivalry with Cody, but he looked good in this one. In the end, though, it was Darius who picks up a win for his team in this one. He hits a TKO into a DDT, which I was like, I'd never seen that as a finisher. That was like a F5 into a DDT type move, but it was like TKO-S, but a very good finisher here for Darius as he picks up the win for the Martin brothers. Top Flight picking up the victory in just over 11 minutes. Pretty decent matchup here, but post-match, Shane Taylor Promotion comes in. Shane Taylor takes out Action Andretti, then he takes out the Martin brothers. They stomp away with all 3 men taking down the Martins. We get the big punch by Shane Taylor right to the jaw of Action Andretti as Ogogo holds him, as STP stands tall to continue their rivalry with Top Flight and Action Andretti here. here. What did you think about the matchup here and the post match with STP standing tall once again against Top Flight and Action Andretti?
It was okay. For some reason, which is so weird because of the people in the match, it just didn't fully click with me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just felt. I don't know. I don't. And honestly, I don't even know what they're doing with this feud. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
But this seems to be a theme with Top Flight, because you remember, like, what was it? Just a few months ago, they were feuding with Private Party, and then it kind of just happened, and then it ended. It feels like this is that type of rivalry again. Like they're just gonna feud with STP for a while, and then it's just gonna end without really having a blow off, an ending point.
Right. And even with the whole Leo Rush shit that was interjected in it, it's like they just forgot all about that. It just got
Leo got hurt in the ladder match. To be fair,
what?
In the ladder match at Forbidden Door, he got hurt.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Breaking news 2 weeks later.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that they had plans for that, but he got hurt in the ladder match. So they had
So this feud is done. This feud is finished. Yeah, that's over with.
I don't know where it's going. That's for damn sure. Alex Powell says Nigel's reaction when Danielson potentially winning the belt is going to be priceless. I really feel like Bryan Danielson has a higher chance to win the AEW World Title than people are letting on, because I don't see the reason why you have Danielson win the Owen to get the main event at Wembley Stadium if he's not going to win the World Championship.
Yeah, that unfortunately, even like you said, if it's not going to happen at all with Nigel and Danielson, which it looks like it's not happening, it's not happening. So guys, just let it go.
Yeah, I'm losing hope of ever seeing Nigel and Danielson ever again. But I think Danielson and Swerve will be a great matchup. I'm just a little bit worried on what direction they go as far as the build to the matchup, though.
Yeah, I feel you with that. Yeah, that's true. Because I'm trying to think what's the well, I guess the Danielson situation. This is his last chance. He's about to, they didn't say retire. He said go part time. So, even with that, like obviously this definitely, with him going to the match, his last chance on a big stage, because that's about to be over. And of course, Swerve, obviously going in as a champ, obviously having something to prove against one of the greatest of all time, and Bryan Danielson on a big stage.
Who beat him last year,
right? So. This is gonna be great. I'm definitely looking forward to this match. But like you said, like we have what 5-6 weeks left to all in. It's a lot of time to see what direction they go building this match.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. But we shall see for sure. And Swerve is going to face one of the people that Bryan Danielson has beaten last year, but lost to at Tokyo Dome earlier this year, Kazuchika Okada, in a first-time ever matchup on Wednesday on Dynamite 250. We go backstage to Lexi Nair, who is with the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo, reflecting on Purrazzo's words to target Rosa wherever she goes and her attack on Rosa and Rachel Ellering on Rampage. Purrazzo says it's the age of the Virtuosa, and she says that she told everyone she will tear down the empire, but where is La Mera Mera? And in comes La Mera Mera. Thunder Rosa appears, and she says she is sick and tired of the hide and seek, the running away, the mind games. Rosa, though, has patience. She says she's been in therapy, and now she's been working on her patience, and she says she will wait until the bell rings so she can beat her straight up. And Purrazzo says that Rosa should just lay down now and save everyone the trouble. She's beaten her one-on-one at Double or Nothing. She beat her in a no disqualification matchup. But Rosa says that Deonna hasn't made a lot of friends lately. So her friends, and she says that Rosa's friends and her acquaintances will be around the ring to watch her get the job done and finally end this with Deonna Purrazzo next week on Collision, as they'll be in Rosa's home state of Texas in a lumberjack match. I don't remember the last time AEW even did a lumberjack match. So I was like, okay, let's see how it goes here with these two women who really, like we said, we were very impressed with their no DQ matchup. I'm looking forward to see what they can do in a lumberjack match. What did you think about the little exchange they had backstage here?
All I can say is this: Rosa better fucking win.
Yes.
To not have her lose again to Peraza. We get it. And then it looks like they're going to drag this feud out. So there's still more time for them to have another, I guess, honestly, it's might end in a cage, probably at this point. Yeah, Rosa cannot lose next week. Yeah. And like you said,
I kind of wanted it to end. I kind of wanted to end next week. Have Rosa get the win in the lumberjack matchup, and then just move. Both of these ladies just move on. Move on.
Let them go on and do bigger and better things with their career.
Yeah, you can have Deanna feud with like Sheeta because she lost to Sheeta in the Owen Hart Cup, and maybe Rosa. I don't know who's on the kind of the heel side that can feud with Rosa at this point. Rosa could get this win and maybe parlay her into being a contender for either Mercedes or Mariah May coming out of Wembley. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking Mercedes. I was thinking that because I think once Britt and her have this match, I think it's done. Only because I got Mercedes winning, so I don't think they drag that out because why would Britt deserve another title shot? So
exactly.
We can get that at All Out. Get it at I guess Grand Slam because that's coming up soon as well. So yeah,
that's true. That is true. Next up, we get Sky Blue in action as she's going one-on-one with one half of the Outcast, Harley Cameron, who has Saraya in her corner. Everybody's rocking cowboy hats. You had Rosa with the cowboy hat for the Calgary Stampede. You got Saraya coming out in the cowboy hat. And you got Sky Blue, who's looking good in the white gear. I got to give it to her. With the white cowboy hat, seemingly she's dropped now the darker House of Black adjacent character that she was, aligned with Julia Hart. Cameron and Blue grab each other's hair. Cameron with a quick roll up for a 1. Cameron looked pretty good in this matchup once again. I've been really impressed with Harley Cameron for someone who has had like probably 20 matches at best in her career. She comes off very well, and she doesn't look out of place in the ring with someone like Sky Blue here. Saraya got in Blue's face until Cameron dives on her, bouncing her head into the floor. We get Cameron distracts Aubrey Edwards as Saraya got involved a bit in this one. We get a double clothesline down before we go to commercial break. Blue hits a snapmare, a twisting neck breaker. She tried to go for the code blue, wasn't able to complete it. Harley Cameron blocked a few times, but then finally Blue hits a big super kick. She hits a TKO into a new submission, a head and arm vice choke to pick up the victory in this one in just over 8 minutes. A solid victory for Sky Blue here back on Collision. And then post-match, when we come back from commercial break, we see Sky Blue backstage as she says that these bitches better put some respect on her name. Clearly, she needs to beat one of the best to be considered the best on the roster. So she is challenging what many consider the greatest AEW Women's World Champion of all time, Hikaru Shida, to a one-on-one matchup next week on Collision. So Collision is just like stacking up on the women's matches for next week because you got Rosa and Deanna Purrazzo, you got Sky Blue and Hikaru Shida. I think there's one more that I'm forgetting right now, but man, Collision is the home of women's wrestling when it comes to AEW right now, with 2 to 3 women's matches pretty much every week. JJ, what did you think about Sky Blue and Harley Cameron here, and then the challenge by Blue for Shida next week?
Sky Blue looked good. Didn't really care about the match. Sheeta and Sky should be all right. Should be dope. It's kind of random that they just, I guess, had Sky Blue see the light. So hopefully it pans off for her. I mean, it's like they don't know what they're doing with her. So we'll see. Oh, my camera's off. Jesus.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay. We loved hearing from our good friend Chad Gable there in your voice. So that's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with Sky Blue and Hikaru Shida. I would think that Shida would get the win there, but you never know with how AEW works. You know, maybe they get high on Sky Blue and give her like the biggest win of her career so far against.
Man, I thought you were about to say get high on something else. Man, I don't know why. I'm sorry.
This man.
I mean,
this
hey,
man,
she was dressed in all white, so
this man's mind is always in the gutter. Always in the gutter, sir.
I am no gutter slut, man. How dare you?
But yeah, there you go. It's only 2 matches. It's Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo in a lumberjack match, and it's Sky Blue versus Hikaru Shida next week in Arlington, their first show in Arlington, which they'll be there for about a month or so.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to that one. We got a couple of comments in the chat here. Remember, guys, show some love with a super chat donation. It could be a $2 donation, a $5 donation. We always appreciate that support when you show it. Frantic World says that this women's lumberjack match with Rosa and Deonna is going to be good. But we also got Alex Powell who says, I hate lumberjack matches. Hopefully it's good. Lumberjack matches are hit or miss. I will say.
They definitely are. 100%.
They're not all good. They're not all good. That's for sure. Chris says that Sky Blue is just waiting for Julia Hart to return from injury. I would hope that she doesn't come back to the black gimmick. I like the whole new look that she had here with the white tights, and she got like little side bangs going on as well.
Maybe that is the story they're trying to tell. She's seen the light because the dark is gone for now. So when the dark returns, she goes back to dark. Like,
who knows? We'll see. Frantic World says this was a fun women's match. I like Sky Blue's new look. We also got Power Driver Finisher who says strap up, cake up.
Pause.
That should be Sky Blue and Kyle Fletcher's catchphrase for when they're at home together.
Hey, who's doing the strapping? Oh, whoa. What are you doing, bro? Just man, Kyle Fletcher gets pegged.
Jesus, I didn't mean it that way. Jesus.
Come on,
Deonna, we got Alex Powell says Deonna should feud with Dee and Rosa feuds with Monet just to heat Monet and Britt more. I wouldn't want Thunder Rosa to kind of be like just a TV feud, a stepping stone for the Monet and Britt. I think that Rosa facing the winner of Britt and Monet is a natural story. I think you could continue heating up Rosa. If she's not going to be a part of All In, you could continue heating her up with like side wins on Collision, especially while they're in Arlington, and she always gets a great reaction in our home state of Texas. You could just keep giving her wins to build her up as the next challenger for the TBS championship. But I wouldn't mind Deonna Purrazzo and Serena Deeb, even though it seemed like Serena Deeb was leaning towards heel, which I think is the best thing for her.
Yes.
But next up, I don't see that, Chris. I don't see Sky Blue winning a title. She sees that Sky Blue needs a title in AEW. I think those titles are tied up with Monet.
You guys are blinded by the beauty. That's what it is. You got one person think. I just saw a comment. They think she's gonna beat Monet at All Out in Chicago. She just lost to Monet like a couple weeks ago. What are we talking about? And then this guy talking about she needs a title. What? For what? What has she done? What has she really done? Y'all blinded. Y'all simping right now. Y'all gotta chill. Y'all gotta chill.
And then finally, we had the main event of this show. It was Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly facing the team of the Undisputed Kingdom, Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, with Roderick Strong, who was in their corner, but at the commentary table, he joined Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness for this one. I like the story of the matchup early on, being that Bennett and Taven didn't want to fight their quote-unquote friend, Kyle O'Reilly, which led to Orange tagging in and going at Undisputed Kingdom. Every time that the Kingdom had to fight O'Reilly, they was like, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to even do this. I loved it. It was very funny with their character work in this one. We had some really good action as it shifted into the second gear. You get Orange hitting a Shining Wizard at one point. No, he gets hit with a Shining Wizard by Taven. Kitchen Sink by O'Reilly. He gets the rebound lariat on both members of the Kingdom. Orange and Taven duke it out in the middle of the ring before Orange heads to the top rope, only for Bennett to crotch him. Bennett tags in and chops away on Orange with a back elbow. He only gets a 2. Taven back in. He launches OC into a right hand from Bennett for another 2 count. Taven drives his foot into the throat and tags in Bennett, but Orange is able to fight out. He eventually makes a hot tag to O'Reilly, who comes in like a bang busters here. Bang busters, not bros. I know how you think, Jake. So
I wasn't saying anything, man.
We got some nice double team from Orange and O'Reilly. He hits the beach break and nearly gets a cover on that one before Roderick Strong comes on to gets on the apron and distracts the referee. This leads to Tomohiro Ishii coming out to fight with Roddy Strong after weeks of Roddy calling out Ishii on commentary. But that distraction for the referee leads to Trent Beretta coming out, and he pulls Orange Cassidy from the ring, leaving Kyle O'Reilly on his own, who takes a double team from Bennett and Taven. Frog splash as he had on the Armageddon on Taven on Bennett, and Taven hits him with the frog splash. This leads to the double team spike power driver by the Undisputed Kingdom for the 1-2-3. They pick up the win in just over 13 and a half minutes. At ringside, we see Trent talking trash to Orange, saying that, oh, you have new best friends now? You have new best friends now? Watch what I do to your best friend. Bennett and Taven are celebrating their victory until they see Trent get into the ring and trying to attack O'Reilly. They actually step up and get in the way of Trent attacking O'Reilly, saying that he can't beat up their friend, which leads to Trent being distracted long enough for Orange Cassidy to pick up a measure of revenge for Chucky T. If you remember the parking lot brawl that they had where Trent took out Chucky T, basically ending his career with a wrench to his leg. It was Orange who pulls out the wrench himself and blasts Trent right in the back of the head. This man probably has a concussion. And then we see this kind of weird, like sick, demented face of Orange Cassidy. He has finally snapped due to all the attacks from Trent Beretta. He's screaming. Well, he's not screaming, but he just looks furious. He's bright. He's almost bright orange in this one. Blood orange, if you will. O'Reilly gets to his feet, which leads to the Kingdom bailing outside, which leads to them turning around into an Ishii double clothesline as Ishii gets into the ring with Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly, raising their ends to end the show proper in the ring. But we did get a closeout final hype for Dynamite 250 with a quick little video package for MJF versus Will Ospreay, which will open up the show this coming Wednesday on Dynamite. So very follow up for what's going to go down on Dynamite 250. That's going to be the opening matchup there. But what did you think about the main event, Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Undisputed Kingdom, and the post match with Orange hitting Trent with a wrench and basically writing him off after the report by Fightful saying that he's been out of action for a while here and been injured. So I think this was his official write-off, though.
A fun main event, fun little main event.
Your camera's still off, by the way.
Oh my god, what the hell going on? I keep doing this. A fun main event. I enjoyed it. I mean, but if you've been paying attention, Orange has been joining the darker side week by week. Like his denim went from light and progressed to dark. His t-shirt is now black. He cracked the shit out with that. He's got written off. So like, what do they do now with Orange? That's what I'm worried about. I'm trying to think who he could fully attack to turn heel. That would make sense.
You think they're gonna turn him heel?
I don't know. I feel like they might go that direction. Add more. I mean, to be honest, he's one of them characters that I don't feel like he needs to be a heel. Yeah. So I hope not. But like, where do they go now that Trent's hurt? Like, what do they have him do? Is what I'm kind of like confused about. And then I saw at the post match with him walking out the arena, and they asked him, "Why did you crack him in the head with the wrench?" And he didn't answer. So I was like, what? Damn.
Yeah, he's been very much subdued as of late, especially even with the conglomeration promos. He's kind of been the one that's kind of just been off on the side, and he wasn't really enthused with the match last week when he teamed up with Briscoe and O'Reilly. He kind of just tagged in, and he was extra lazy, but he was very much lethargic as well. So yeah, it does seem like we're seeing a shift in his character a bit ahead of Wembley. And I don't know what you do with him at Wembley. I think he would do something with the conglomeration, but you might be right. Maybe it's leading to him turning on the conglomeration and going heel. We'll have to wait and see. Yes, Blood Orange Cassidy. Alex Powell says nobody likes Trent, not even his fellow faction members like him, because they weren't even out there. No, they weren't. They were on earlier in the show, and apparently they left the building.
And they left him.
We got Alex Fowler says Orange versus Osprey rematch would be great for later on in the year. I agree. That would be a lot of fun. Maybe we see the conglomeration get involved in this trios title situation. Just throw all the trios in there, not just 3 trios.
There you go. Ishii, O'Reilly, and Cassidy. There you go.
Why not? Why not? Do it.
Everything's a clusterfuck for the trios title, so why not? Keep on.
And he was in Stadium Stampede last year. Make it a Stadium Stampede for the Trios Championships. Ace, who says this main event and tag team match was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good matchup. With the Kingdom getting a surprise win. I don't remember the last time I seen Bennett and Taven get a win on AEW TV.
That surprised the hell out of me.
I was very surprised by that. But that brings us to a close on another edition of AEW Collision. Final call, guys. Come on. Send those super chat donations. Show us some love for what we did with this review here. But most of all, drop the thumbs up because that helps the video as well. But for me, and let us know your match of the night, MVP, LVP, out of 10, what did you give the show? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle for me and Sober Guy JJ. For the July 13th, 2024 edition of AEW Collision in 3, 2, 1. I'll give it a thumb.
I enjoyed the main event, and I enjoyed the first match. Maybe he is in the middle now. Think about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm in between like 6.5 and a 7. I want to give it like I usually either make a decision between 6.5 and 7. Yeah, it's like an Orange Cassidy thumbs up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say a 7. It is better than the last taped episode that only had that Osprey and Brian Cage matchup on it. It was better than that, at least.
Yes, and that's what I don't like. I mean, granted, it is taped, but at the same time, it's AEW. Like, you guys, deliver a show. I feel like one thing I've realized about AEW, especially like with them taping a lot of Collision episodes, is like for some reason I feel like they phone it in for tape shows. I don't know because Tony Khan being a mark, he knows that the spoilers are gonna come out, so maybe he's like, fuck it.
No, I'm gonna put a thumbs in the middle. I almost forgot the Trios Championship shit. Yeah, that makes it a thumbs in. Thumbs in the middle, 6.5. I'm giving it a 6. I'm going with 6.5. I'm giving it a 6.5. I feel more strongly about that than anything I'd liked on the show. So
that stood out. So stop taping them, Tony. I mean, if you're gonna just phone it in, just stop taping the show.
Yeah, you can't phone it in. You got to give us a really good show if it's gonna be taped, man. You just have to.
I don't think I've enjoyed a taped episode of any AEW programming. I don't watch Rampage. Collision is all the taped collisions I haven't really enjoyed. So, yeah.
And this one didn't really have a main event match really on it.
No. That tag match was fun, but it was not a main event match.
No, it was a main event match. So yeah, I'm thumbs in the middle, 6.5 out of 10 for me. MVP for the show, I'm gonna go with. See, this is how you know it's a 6.5 show because I'm having trouble figuring out who's the MVP for the show.
I was gonna say Orange,
but he lost. So I was like, do I really want to give it to him? Honestly, I'm gonna give it to FTR and Undisputed Kingdom. Undisputed Kingdom getting the win. I was very much surprised by that.
Yeah, this definitely was not that good of a show. can't give it to FTR. They came back taking steroids, man. I'm not doing that.
Hey, man, that's the thing I'm gonna remember the most from this show is FDR returning and freaking Cash Wheeler eating somebody and putting them in his arms.
He must have that hard time he did, man. Shit's crazy out there. Yeah.
LVP is easy. It's Christopher.
Oh
fucking
yes.
Davis.
Oh, I was about to say yeah. We're on the same page. Definitely Christopher Day. I'll even add in Trent because he's a fucking dweeb. Yeah, but definitely Christopher Daniels.
Christopher Daniels, how do you fucking explain stripping them of the titles when you literally had replacement for championships in the past? There's been multiple times they've had replacements for champions getting injured or being taken out. So
they
ridiculous.
literally, how many times have we had interim champion in the AEW already? Let's be serious. Like, come on. And you literally still have a trio in that same group.
Just it's like it's hurt my head to think about what led to this decision. Who in creative knew this was a bad idea and was just like didn't say anything or just was like, no, you should go with that. Yeah, that sounds good. Stupid. And match of the night, definitely, I would say. No, it's between the opener and the main event.
Yeah, I give it the opener.
I'm gonna go with the main event then. I'll go with Undisputed Kingdom versus Orange and Colorado. All right, but that brings us to a close on another edition of Collision Discourse. Want to thank Sober Guy as well as all of you for joining us today. JJ, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and when they will see you again.
Wednesday, I always say I want to show up for Elite Heat, but then when Elite Heat shows up, I don't show up. So 250 looks like a dope show. Yeah, I might pop in. Let me not say I will. Not do it. But you would definitely catch me here next week, my good brother SP3 for Collision Discourse. They'll be taping them for the next month, right, in Texas, Arlington. So
yeah, it'll be live. It'll be live on Saturday.
Live in Texas for the next month. So hopefully now that they're back to being live and Tony cares about live shows, we'll have a great Collision coming up on Saturday that we can review next week. So, yeah.
Put Rosa and Deanna in the main event, Tony. We know you're watching. Put Rosa and Deanna in the main event.
Have cowboys and horses around the ring, too, as part of the Lumberjacks. Just go all out. Have all the women wearing flannels and shit. Fuck it. Why not? But yes, follow me on Instagram, Hacksaw_J_Doug Twitter. So we got JJ, Facebook, my name is my name. True Hill, Heat, Beat Your Meat, you know. That's what we do.
Never fails. You can find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat, Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. Best place to support us when we are not live here, but we're going to have plenty of live content for you. Plenty of content throughout this week. I will be, I believe, live tomorrow at either 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time or 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time with Rated Raw review, reviewing tonight's Monday Night Raw. So join myself, Romeo, or someone else. I don't know if Romeo's going to show up. It's like doing a show with Sober Guy. I don't know if you're going to show up every single week, but I'm sorry. But we'll figure it out. But we'll definitely be live here tomorrow with Rated Raw review, as well as on Wednesday.
Show tomorrow. How about that?
There we go. Hey. I'll hold you to that.
But I'll be the Rated Raw guy. I'll be back.
There we go. He's gonna be back Rated Raw again. But yeah, join us for that tomorrow, as well as join me on Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time with AE Ramble. Friday, we got our TNA Slammiversary preview. Saturday, the flagship podcast, True Hill Heat 286. But check out all the great content that we got on the channel right now. Like if you like AEW content, check out AE Ramble 154. It was May all along from last Wednesday's AEW Dynamite with the Owen Hart Cup Finals and Mariah May's heel turn. Check out True Hill Heat 285 from this past Saturday with myself and True Jaw Josh breaking down everything that went down in the week in wrestling, including Stephanie Vaquer choosing WWE over AEW. And check out our latest BTR, True Heels BTR Between the Ropes with TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champion Alicia Edwards, talking about the NXT TNA partnership and much, much more. But like I said, I will see you live tomorrow with Rated Raw review. Me and JJ will be back next Monday with Collision Discourse. So until then, Drop a like on this video. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought of AEW Collision. But for Sober Guy, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Collision Discourse number 35 for the July 13th, 2024 edition of AEW Collision. We are signing off until next time.